Welcome to today's Explainer. Okay, we're jumping right into a massive frustration for anyone who lifts. You're putting in the hours, you're pushing the heavy weight, but you're just not seeing those physical changes you expect, right? Look, let's face the uncomfortable truth. Your shoulders aren't small because you aren't training them. No, they're small because you've been training the completely wrong part this entire time.
I know it's a harsh question, but we really need a reality check here. You know the drill. Most people walk into the gym, grab a pair of dumbbells, bang out some swinging lateral raises, throw in an overhead press, and call it a shoulder day. And then 6 months down the line, they wonder why they still have that narrow look, like two golf balls stapled to a broomstick. Honestly, your shoulders aren't stuck from a lack of effort. They are stuck from completely misdirected effort.
And it basically all comes down to a massive mathematical error that almost everyone makes. Think about it. Right now, you're likely giving 100% of your attention to just 33% of the muscle. You're literally leaving 2/3 of your potential growth completely on the table. And your physique is absolutely paying the price for it.
Let's look at the anatomy of the deltoid. So, the shoulder muscle, the deltoid, isn't just one big lump of tissue. It's actually made up of 3 distinct heads: the front, the side, and the rear. Setting up this baseline anatomy is going to bust the absolute biggest myth in your workout routine right now. Because to get that wide, capped look everyone wants, all 3 heads need to be developed. But spoiler alert, that is not what's happening in your current workouts.
Just look at this stark contrast. On one side, we have your front delt. Honestly, it is essentially the most overworked, overloaded muscle on your entire body. But on the other side, your side and rear delts are basically hollow ghost outlines. They're almost completely ignored. You see, your front delt has been getting hammered with a massive workout since the literal first day you started lifting, and you probably didn't even realize it. So why is ignoring the side delt such a disaster? Well, because the side delt is the true key to creating the illusion of a smaller waist and wide, powerful shoulders. That bolder shoulder look you're chasing, it comes almost entirely from your lateral head, the side delt, not the front. But most people do, maybe 1 or 2 half-hearted sets of sloppy lateral raises and then wonder why their frame never widens out.
And then there's the rear delts, sitting right back there at the back of your shoulder. Without a doubt, this is the most forgotten muscle in the entire gym. But here's the thing. Emphasizing the rear delt is exactly what gives your shoulders that full, 3-dimensional pop-out look. Neglecting it, it completely ruins your profile. If you skip it, you get that classic gym bro body. Maybe you look decent from the front, but you completely disappear the second you turn to the side.
Okay, so here is the crucial point: an actionable 3-step framework to completely overhaul your routine. If you want to change how your shoulders look, we have to fundamentally change how you target them. Here's the plan. 1, we are going to stop front raises. 2, we're going to perfectly fix your lateral raises. And 3, we are finally going to start training those rear delts.
Step 1, stop frying your front delt.
I want you to think about your current routine for a second. Every single push-up you do, every bench press, every overhead press, every single chest day, your front delt is right there, working and growing. Every pressing movement you do already hammers the front delt into absolute oblivion. You really don't need direct front delt work, simply because it is already getting way more than enough stimulation.
So adding front raises on top of all those heavy pressing movements, it's completely redundant. It's just adding more of what you already have way too much of. Honestly, you need to completely cut front raises from your routine. Just drop them today and redirect all that wasted time and energy into the parts of your shoulder that actually need the help.
Which brings us to step 2, fix your lateral raises.
Listen, most people grab way too much weight, they swing the dumbbells up using pure momentum, and they just let their traps take over. At that point, you aren't even training your side delts at all. Like the quote here says, you're just doing a weird shrug with extra steps.
All right, so here are the exact perfect form cues you need to actually keep tension on the side delt, because tension is where the growth actually happens. First up, use lighter weight. Seriously, drop the ego. Controlled movement is everything. You want to lead with your elbow, not your wrist. Raise the weight up to shoulder height and then pause at the top for 1 full second. Then lower it slow, take a minimum of 3 seconds on the descent.
The absolute ultimate truth of muscle building is this: controlled tension trumps heavy, sloppy swinging every single time. Doing 3 sets of 15 to 20 perfect, controlled reps,
That will do significantly more for your shoulder width than 6 sets of sloppy, momentum-driven swinging ever could.
Moving on to step 3. Actually train your rear delt.
All right, here are your primary weapons for this: face pulls, reverse flies, and rear delt rows. Just pick one. But the real secret here isn't necessarily the exercise itself, it's the frequency. You need to hit these every single session, not just once a week. Because your rear delt is so drastically undertrained, it can totally handle the high volume. And frankly, it desperately needs it to catch up to the rest of your body.
But again, just like with the lateral raises, your ego is your worst enemy here. If you're doing a reverse fly, bending forward, raising your arms out to the sides, and you don't actually feel it right in the back of your shoulder, you are doing it wrong. You're probably using way too much weight or letting your big upper back muscles take over. Drop the weight, go lighter. You have to own the movement first. Squeeze at the top and lower it slowly.
Genetics versus your choice.
Look, I'll be real with you. Yes, your shoulder width is partly genetic. The bone structure underneath your skin is fixed, and no, you cannot change that. But contrast that against your muscle development. The muscle sitting right on top of that fixed structure is entirely your choice. Building a well-developed side and rear delt can completely transform how wide and powerful your shoulders look, entirely regardless of what bone structure genetics handed you.
So, here is the mental shift I need you to make today. You need to go from giving all your attention to a single head to an optimal focus of 0% direct front raises, 50% lateral raises, and 50% rear delts. Stop overloading the one head your bench press already takes care of and start fiercely prioritizing the 2 heads that actually create that 3D shape. We're going to end on this. Are you ready to stop wasting your reps? Remember, your shoulders aren't small because you aren't working hard enough. They're small because you've been working the wrong things. So try applying this 3-step fix consistently for the next 8 weeks. Drop the front raises, perfect your lateral raise form, and hammer those rear delts every single session. If you fix that, everything changes. So what's stopping you from completely transforming your physique starting your very next workout?